Hi friends, I am Dr. Manu N. So let's continue our discussion regarding human blood. Uh, this is our contact details. So last week we have started our discussion regarding red blood corpuscles or erythrocytes. So in that topic we will continue with an important discussion, that is regarding anemia. So first, coming to the definition, it's a clinical condition characterized by reduction in number of RBCs less than 4 million cells per ml, or their hemoglobin content less than 12 gram per deciliter, or it can be both. So any one of these conditions should be dealt with, or both this. So now coming to a simple classification of anemia, that is mild, moderate and severe. Mild anemia, that is hemoglobin between 8 to 12 grams per deciliter. Moderate, that is 5 to 8 grams per deciliter. And severe anemia means hemoglobin less than 5 grams per deciliter. Now let's classify anemia. There are many classifications. Let's discuss some important. First, etiological classification, that is based on the cause of anemia. First, that is hemorrhagic, that is anemia due to blood loss, that is can be due to any trauma or surgery or any condition that cause blood loss. Now dietary deficiency, that is due to iron, vitamins or protein deficiency, that is less dietary intake. We have discussed earlier that for hemoglobin to synthesize, iron is an important component. Now dyshemopoiesis or abnormal hemopoiesis. Hemopoiesis means that is the production of RBC. That is any abnormal hemopoiesis, that is which causes a reduction in RBC production. It can also cause anemia. Now it can be due to X-ray irradiations, that is gamma irradiations, or hypersensitivity of bone marrow to various drugs, that is drugs like chemotherapeutic agents. All these conditions can cause abnormal hemopoiesis. It can cause result in aplastic anemia. Now coming to hemolytic anemias, can be due to excessive destruction of RBCs. Now coming to another classification, that is morphological classification, that is based on morphology of RBC, that is its volume and its color. Can be normocytic, macrocytic or microcytic. Also it can be normochromic or hypochromic, that is less hemoglobin, that is hypochromic. Now normocytic normochromic anemia is seen in after acute hemorrhage, then in all high hemolytic anemias except thalassemia and in aplastic anemia. All these three conditions causes normocytic normochromic anemia. We have discussed regarding normocytic, macrocytic and microcytic regarding in last class, that is when we discussed about RBC indices, also normochromic and hypochromic. Now normocytic hypochromic is seen in after chronic hemorrhage. We can see macrocytic normochromic anemia in all megaloblastic anemias, that is due to vitamin B12 deficiency, folic acid deficiency or intrinsic factor deficiency. And macrocytic hypochromic anemia is seen secondary to liver diseases. Now coming to microcytic anemia, microcytic normochromic is seen in chronic infections, and microcytic hypochromic is seen in iron deficiency anemia and in thalassemia. Okay. Now let us discuss an important topic, that is iron deficiency anemia. It is the most common anemia in India. Also can be defined as an anemia which responds to adequate doses of iron. We have discussed that iron is an important component in hemoglobin, so its reduction can cause reduced hemoglobin, which in turn causes anemia. Now coming to the causes of iron deficiency anemia, important causes. First, less dietary intake, then increased loss, then increased demand, that is in infancy, childhood and in pregnancy there is an increased demand for so less so we have to take increased diet. We have to increase our dietary intake. So its absence can cause anemia. Now, defective utilization due to decreased absorption in diseases of stomach and duodenum. That is, we have the dietary iron is absorbed in stomach and duodenum. So, it's, any problem which can cause decreased absorption will affect its absorption, resulting in anemia. Now, coming to important features we can see in iron deficiency anemia. First, regarding RBC, we have discussed earlier, that is, it is microcytic hypochromic. Count decreases or it can be normal. We have discussed regarding the RBC indices. All the indices, that is MCV, MCH and MCHC will decrease. Lifespan remains normal, that is 120 days. Now in peripheral smear we can see anisocytosis and folliculocytosis. We have discussed it, that is abnormal shaped RBCs and abnormal sized RBCs can be seen in peripheral smear. Now coming to bone marrow. In bone marrow we can see normoblastic hyperplasia, that is we have discussed that in anemia there will be since RBCs are reduced and in anemia there will be stimulation of erythropoiesis by hormone erythropoietin and it acts in the bone marrow, can cause hyperplasia. WBC and platelets will be normal. Now coming to investigations. Serum iron will obviously will be decreased, that is normally 60 to 160 micrograms per deciliter will be decreased, and there will be increase in total iron binding capacity. Now we can discuss some peripheral features, that is nails will be dry, soft and spoon shaped and tongue will be angry red. Now coming to cardiovascular or respiratory system. Due to anemia, that is reduced hemoglobin or reduced RBC, there will be early breathlessness due to reduced oxygen carrying capacity due to anemia. Then there will be palpitations and repeated chest infection can occur. This is a picture showing spooning of nails in iron deficiency anemia. So also dry soft nails. It's a peripheral smear showing features of iron deficiency anemia. Here we can see hypochromic anemia, reduced then pencil shaped cells, hypochromatic cells, that is anisocytosis and folliculocytosis are seen. We can see tear shaped RBCs. Now coming to nervous system. There will be irritability, loss of concentration, headache, generalized body ache, and in rare cases there can be impotence. That's all about iron deficiency anemia. Now let's discuss about pernicious anemia. Pernicious, the word pernicious means destructive or injurious. Now coming to its causes. As it can be caused due to lack of intrinsic factor. Intrinsic factor is an important factor which is important in the absorption of vitamin B12 from stomach. And now that is another cause is failure of absorption of vitamin B12. Now let's discuss its important clinical features. In bone marrow, this anemia produces hypoxia. We already discussed that in anemia there will be reduced hemoglobin, so there will be reduced oxygen carrying capacity, thereby causing hypoxia, and it results in stimulation of erythropoiesis in bone marrow with maturation arrest. So the bone marrow will be hyperplastic. Since there is maturation arrest, there will be early stages of RBCs are seen, that is reticulocytes will be increased and early stages are also increased. This overactivity of bone marrow is called megaloblastic anemia. So this pernicious anemia can also be called as megaloblastic anemia. Now, we have discussed earlier that RBCs will be macrocytic normochromic. Count decreases markedly, and that is less than 1 million cells per ml, and HB content will be less than 12 grams per deciliter. MCHC will be normal because we have discussed that there will be macrocytic anemia. So MCV and MCH both will increase. So MCHC will be normal. In peripheral smear, we can see nucleated RBCs. Since there is maturation errors, early stages of RBCs are seen, they are nucleated. Reticulocyte count is also increased since it is a precursor of RBCs. WBC and platelets both will increase. It's a peripheral smear. We can see hypersegmental neutrophils also, which we will discuss later. There will be large oval shaped RBCs. It's a normal smear and megaloblastic anemia to compare both. Here we can see a peripheral smear, and below we can see a bone marrow aspirate. In peripheral smear we can see ovalocytes, macrocytes and hypersegmented neutrophils we have discussed. Also in bone marrow there will be hypercellular marrow with megaloblast and increased ratio of early erythroblast. That is, there will be maturation errors of early erythroblasts are seen. Now in GAT, clinical we were discussing about clinical features. Now in GAT we have discussed there will be deficiency of intrinsic factor. There will be atrophy and destruction of gastric mucosa, and thereby complete lack of gastric juice production. Also there will be soreness and inflammation of tongue and loss of appetite. Also diarrhea. Now coming to the nervous system, it is somewhat a rare presentation. Also we know that in spinal cord, the spinal cord is covered with myelin sheath and it is bound to protect the spinal cord. So in advanced cases of pernicious anemia, there will be demyelination of the spinal cord, and it affects this spinal cord. This condition is called subacute combined degeneration of spinal cord. This is its clinical features. It is associated with tingling and numbness of hands, feet, and there will be motor and psychological disturbances. Now there is one more topic, that is thalassemia. We will discuss only some points regarding that. It's a hereditary hypochromic anemia with varying degrees of severity. It's a hereditary condition. Also it results from defective production of globin portion of the hemoglobin molecule. We have discussed that hemoglobin has two parts, that is heme part, that is the pigment part, and the globin part, that is the protein part. Here thalassemia is due to defective production of the globin portion of the hemoglobin molecule. Can be a homogeneous or heterogeneous defect. Since it is a genetic defect, only can be homogeneous or heterogeneous, and it defect results from an abnormal rate of synthesis in the globin chains. That is, can be increased rate or decreased rate of synthesis of globin chain. Globin chains are structurally these globin chains will be normal, but the imbalance in production of there will be an imbalance in production of two different types of chains. Thus it results in overall decrease in amount of hemoglobin produced, and it can also induce hemolysis. There are two major types, that is, can be alpha or beta thalassemia. Alpha, it can be caused by defect in the rate of synthesis of alpha chains, and beta can be caused by defect in the rate of synthesis of beta chain. So this is an overview of thalassemia. So that's all for the day. We have discussed an important topic today, that is regarding anemia and some of its important types. So thank you friends. We will discuss the remaining parts in the next discussion. So that's all for the day, and have a nice day. Thank you.